Hey, church, I have a challenge for you. The next 4 weeks in the preparation of Easter, I want you to think about an Easter egg mission. Now, an Easter egg mission is different than an Easter egg hunt. In a hunt, we have people come and find eggs and, open them and find all the little surprises and blessings within them, right? But this is a mission, and the difference is rather than having people and following this consumeristic and attractional approach towards doing church and ministry, I want us to hunt for people. I want us to identify people and use this as a mission to the people around us. So we're going to flip our concept of an Easter egg hunt. Now, we know what an Easter egg is, right? It's that hard-boiled egg that we color, or maybe it's the plastic containers where we fill with treats and surprises. And we want to bring somebody a surprise, that's true. But we want to bring it. Let's look at another version of an Easter egg, right? This is an Easter egg that's in the software, the movie, the gaming industry, right? In that industry, there's this term that was created called an Easter egg. And it was coined around 1979 by a guy named Steve Wright, who was the director of software development for the Atari consumer division. And it was used to describe a hidden message in the Atari video game Adventure. And it stuck. Most notably, I think, are the Disney Easter eggs. For example, and this is a spoiler alert, so be ready, but Rapunzel and Flynn Rider in the movie Tangled, right? Those characters show up in the movie Frozen during Elsa's coronation, right? Easter egg. So this idea of taking some sort of message or a symbol and inserting it into a different context, a new context, to entreat, to surprise, and to bless. That's what we're wanting to do with this mission. One of our goals for the church is to know our neighbors. And maybe our neighbor is the person who lives down the street from us. That would work. Maybe our neighbor is somebody close to us in our office. Maybe it's somebody that sits beside us in school or works beside us in the concession stand, or you name it, right? But our goal is to begin to know our neighbors. So let's work on knowing our neighbors and finding ways to take something of our context, specifically Jesus, and move it into the spaces that we share with those neighbors. So this is going to be our approach over the next 4 weeks. I'll list them quickly. First, we're going to pray. Then we're going to plan, which is the who. Then we're going to prepare, which is the what. And finally, we're going to work on proclaiming, which is the why. So 4 weeks to get ready. I want to talk this week about prayer. Today, we are working specifically on prayer. Now, prayer needs to happen through a process. And it's going to be a process throughout the entirety of this approach, right? People will say, however, that there are a lot of things that you can do after you pray, but nothing you can do until you pray. So we're going to start with prayer. And I want you to do something called prayer mapping. Now, let me open up my whiteboard to be able to share with you what that would be. So prayer mapping is one where we are going to identify where we are and people are in relation to us. So that might be my house, okay? Now, what I want you to do is begin to consider the people around you. Your neighbors to the left, right? Neighbors to the right. You know, not every house is the same, so ignore the fact that they're different. And we also may know that, well, we might have our street goes maybe right here, and there might be a street right this way. We might need to know the people across the street from us. We don't need a lot of them. We're not going into super depth, but begin to think about who your neighbors are. Okay? And you might go a little bit further. You might go, down this street or around the backside. There might be somebody over here or something else. And you're gonna map your neighbors. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna just start to pray. You're gonna pray about those neighbors. You're gonna pray for opportunities to look at them. Maybe to even map, you're gonna have to take a drive down the street or a walk down the street, or maybe you're gonna get on Google Earth or something, and you're gonna have to look and begin to map. So draw it out, create a space, and then as you pray, make notes. So what are some of the notes? Maybe as you're praying for somebody, you encounter here down at 624, whatever, North Street, which I don't think is accurate at all, but let's just say that 62 North Street, that their names are Jessica and Dave. Those were like some of my first youth leaders. So Jessica and Dave, and you found out that they like to garden, or having a hard time grieving a lost parent. I don't know. So you just make your notes. So fill your map up. Start as you pray for people, start to observe. And what you observe, begin to write it down. And after we do this for a week and get some information down, then we're going to try to pinpoint who it is that God's leading us to. So that's segment 2. All right. The challenge is on. I hope you'll accept. Blessings.